Hello, how are you guys? I hope you're good. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I want to thank the Tuko family for being so supportive and for the overwhelming love. Guys, I'm humbled. To Yvonne and the team, big up guys. God bless you so much. For the new subscribers, karibuni sana. Like, comment and share, give suggestions, and I'll so much appreciate. So due to public demand, today I want to give the last bit of my story in my platform because I've shared it elsewhere. But then I feel for you as my viewers, you need to know from this platform what went down. So I stopped it at when the guy came in my shop. Yeah, if you've not watched that video, kindly go and watch it. And so when he came in the shop, he asked me to follow him so that we can go home, but I declined. You know, there's no way that I would just follow somebody just like that. And we had not been in communication for more than 6 months. Yeah. So when he came and told me to go out, we go home, I was like, what are you talking about? So when this person went home, I must say that this was the highest form of manipulation because for the last 8 months that I was in Dubai, I was never even given money to do shopping for my mom. But now here he comes and does shopping and goes home to see mom, you know. And I was like, okay, what was he maybe trying to show? But then anyway, I never had a problem with that. So he went home, talked with mom, and dad joined them later, and they talked that night. And he left very late actually. And then after leaving, my mom calls me the following day and tells me she wants to talk to me. I suggest a day that I'm going to meet them. Ish, that was tough. But then I organized on going home, which I did. And then I went and got to find my sister and my parents waiting for me. And so we talked. And I must admit that was the longest night that I've ever had, you know. Having to do some confessions to parents, it was so critical because I wasn't even sure how they're going to absorb the whole thing. Yeah, because I was through so much. And some of the things that I had gone through, they were even disrespectful to even utter some words to the parents. But anyway, I had to gather some courage and, you know, talk to mom and dad and at least make them know what is or what was going on from my side. Or rather give them my version, because the guy was there previously and told his version. But then this guy, one thing he never considered was everything that he told me, every insult that he insulted me was on record. So if it's about the status that he used to put on WhatsApp, I had the screenshots. If there are messages that he used to send me on WhatsApp, I had the screenshots. If it's recording, I had records of the calls, voice calls of the calls that he made and all that, you know. So I went home and talked to mom and dad, and yes, it was painful, it was all hurting, but I want to thank God because especially dad from the word go took it in a, I wouldn't say positive, but was strong for me. Because I remember him telling me after the discussion that whatever decision you make, you have my support as my child. I have trusted you with the other issues and you've not disappointed me. Those were his words. And I cannot afford to not trust you on this. You are the one who has been in the marriage. You are the one who has been with this person. So you are the one who knows him better than anybody else. And so I was like, okay. But with mom, things were a bit difficult because being her first daughter, like she had so much expectations of me, which it's okay, but to some extent, I must say, it cost. Yeah, it costed me because I was, I don't know, I wasn't in a very good position to make a sober decision at that moment, because her influence mattered too, and she was not for the divorce thing. Yeah. So when we talked that night, I left the following morning so disturbed because dad is saying he will support me, but then mom is like, we can talk things out, you know? Like she was in denial. And then remember, she had been manipulated. So all along, she thought that I was the problem. Despite showing the evidences that I had, she felt that I, I ought to have done maybe something to save the marriage. So I left them, went back to my workplace, and avoided talking to anybody about that issue. Because remember, all this time, I'm going through a lot of issues, stigma from the society. You know, watu wanaenda wanaongea behind your back and you get to know whatever they are saying. And not to mention, there's one thing that did hurt me so much, of someone who had said, okay, it was a maybe, but I never took it lightly. She said that maybe I'm even barren, I can't get kids, and that's why maybe the guy is behaving the way he's behaving. But then at my back of my mind, I was like, even if I was barren, even if I was stupid and the guy called me, even if I wasn't mature enough, like I never deserved to be treated the way he did treat me, you know. But all in all, I had to be strong for myself, and I want to thank God for the few that stood with me during that critical time. They made it not easy but bearable. That's what I would say. So after some time now, the guy starts, you know, getting ways of getting my attention. And I remember him reaching out to one of my friends, and he's like, you know, talk to so and so, I want to talk to her. But I did not respond to that. I remember telling my friends that even if he tried to reach them, yeah, for us to have a sitting, I will consider it a disrespect. Like when someone calls me for me to go and talk to them, and then he appears, and I made them very aware that it wouldn't go well with me. And thanks to my friends for respecting that. I must admit that it gave me an environment that was conducive to act accordingly. That's what I would say, to act accordingly. Yeah. So things went on and on, and then maybe this guy so like hakuna hopes, that's what I would say. So akaanza kutumia the negative way now to get my attention. Remember, being a narcissist, as I mentioned earlier, this person just look for ways. It doesn't matter whether he's hurting you or not. He looks for ways just to get your attention. And so there is one particular day he posted the photo now of the ex-wife. I don't know whether I've mentioned that before. And after posting, I remember a friend asking me, who is that he has posted? And I was like, I don't know. I don't even have his number. So just check out with him. And so the response he gave was just funny. That can you see dead flowers coming back to life? That is what he responded. And then the friend just wished him well, you know, if that's the case, well and good. But now shock came later. This person is saying dead flowers, meaning now the other wife, that it's kind of they were reviving things, because if he went ahead and posted her, it means they were in communication. It means that something was going on, whether it was solved or not, something was cooking. And so the guy now contradicts the whole thing after some time, because I don't know whether the flower died or something, the flowers withered or something, because now all of a sudden he starts texting me. I have those texts up to date, and the texts were reading at are you ready, are you okay with us talking? And I'm like, after all those months of not talking, what are we talking about, you know? And then he starts calling all my friends, something that I thought maybe it wouldn't have taken that direction. Like, the friends I had introduced him to, they are my friends, they are his friends. I don't have a problem with that. But then if personally we are not in communication, I don't understand why he was hopping from one person to another, you know, just trying to catch my attention. He goes from this, he goes to the other. I don't know. Yeah. All, maybe it was all in the name of blackmail, but anyway, it never worked. I think I had decided and I knew what I wanted. There are so many things that he had said against me, some which were not true, some which were exaggerated. Yeah. And all this, I believe he was saying to maybe you know, for his version to appear like he's the victim. Yeah. But all in all, I don't know what I can say. It all ended up because I wasn't ready for any drama. Then after that, I remember a man of God being sent to me now at my workplace, after, because I went mute. I wasn't explaining anything to anybody at that moment. And when he came now to the shop, he was like, I have been sent by so and so, you tell me what you want. And I was like, what I want? Is there anything I wanted from him, really? I don't think so, you know. So after now insisting on, he says he wants to know what you've decided, what you've concluded. I was like, well, this is the list of what I want. So I took a pen and a paper and wrote some of the items that I had left with him. When I was coming from Dubai, I happened to overpack, because now he was like, no, just put whatever you want to go with, and then I will know how to maneuver when you get to the airport. But then I wasn't allowed to travel with all those kgs. There were some things I was forced to leave behind. So he bought me a small suitcase, which I used now to pack the little things that were there, and he was left with some. Then coming now home, when I went to get my things to his from his place, nilibeba zingine, kuna zenye zilisahaulika. You know, when you're packing, even on normal whatever circumstances, when you're packing and you're in a hurry, or you are just, maybe your thoughts are somewhere else, you end up maybe forgetting some things. And that is what happened. So some things that I wouldn't even remember to maybe pack were left behind. So that list I wrote included some of those things, my clothes and some other stuff that I had left. So I gave the list to the pastor and told him this is what I want from him. If he insists on knowing what I want, then this is what I want. And he went with that list. Day 1, no response. Day 2, no response. Personally, I called him and I was like, I think I gave you the list of the things that I wanted from him. What did he say? And the pastor now tells me, he said that he gave out your things as donations. I don't know whether I overreacted on that, but I never took it lightly. Nilikasirika. Like, how do I leave my things with you, yeah, and then you tell me that you gave them out for donation? Like, I don't have a problem with donating my things to people who are needy. I don't have any problem with that, but at least it ought to have been with my consent, you know. But then I wasn't consulted. Even a text saying that your things are cumbersome to carry, so that I'm going to leave them behind, I never got such a text. I never got such information, you know. So I remember being so mad. I called my mom and told her, that this is what so and so has said, and I think I don't have the energy ya kushinda tukivutana na yeye. And she was like, just let him be, he has caused enough, you know, hurt to you and everything. Because now after some time, my mom got involved in some counseling sessions with a certain doctor friend of ours. So she was cancelled, and she accepted everything and started now facing the reality, and we got along somehow well this time. So I was like, it's okay. So after talking to mom, I talked to another friend of mine, because that thing was like burning me. I talked to him and told him what was happening, and he was like, you know what, remember what you told me, narcissists feed on you, they depend on you. So when you are hurting, that is when he is rejoicing. Don't fall for the trap. He is saying that he gave you things for donations, that is a trap. Yeah, ndio uanze kuvurutana na yeye. So and then I was like, by the way, I shouldn't give him any attention. So I told the pastor, if that's the case, well and good, nimeziachilia, I don't want them. And that was it, and I went mute again. So his efforts now of reaching out to me after he went back to Dubai, you know, they failed, because I know Dubai codes, I know phones that he used to call with. So when, and even if I would pick maybe accidentally and just get to see or hear that it is him, I would just hang up. So it continued, and then I just went mute, and that was it. Then now, after some time, that is when now he came, no, before he came again, he started now calling other friends, asking them, how is my wife, you know. And I'm like, this wife, you don't even care where she lives, you don't even care what she eats, you know, whether she's alive or not, whether she's, you know, you're not even concerned about her, and you're there asking about the wife. Yeah, so that one made me just, you know, decide on protecting my space. And I came to the conclusion of that, now marking 8 months down the line, I decided I won't be in any communications with him. I thank God, because I never had his child, so his efforts of reaching me out, what is he concerned about? You know, if I had a kid, maybe he would be calling, oh, how is my kid, how are you doing, blah blah blah, and such kind of stuff, claiming now to be a parent, because these baby daddies manze wanaweza kuwa tu mashida. But it went down like that. So what gave me now the conclusions, or rather the confidence to make now the conclusions and be sure that I'm making the right decision, is what he was talking, or how he was talking even after the separation and a long time without communication. Yeah, because I remember him telling a certain mom from their village that nilirudi nikiwa 1 GB. Nilikuwa nimekondeana, mashida, nilikuwa nakaa like tu mtu anakufa, you know. I was so, I don't know which term to use to describe how I was. So he happened to tell that mama, I came back nikiwa 1 GB. Who talks like that to a person that you loved, ever loved, you know? Hakuna. So hapo mimi nikajiekea, it's an ex. Then he also commented on, were it not for that I insisted on coming back, one of us, me or him, would come back in a coffin. Mimi vile nilisikia hiyo maneno, I told my mom, come what may, this person is not a person I will sit down with, yeah, and discuss anything. Not now, not tomorrow, never ever. And that was it. And I decided kabisa that I don't want anything to do with him. I went through all that. I went through, you know, any trauma of all kinds. And to make even matters worse, emotional abuse. And let me tell you, if there's something that can drain you, is emotional abuse. Hiyo inaweza kureduce from hapo uende to 0 in the shortest time, like possible. Yeah, you can be so drained, but here I am. I thank God. Yeah. So for those that were concerned about how it went down, you know, after my mom was manipulated and everything, she had the counseling sessions. Yeah, some friends from her place talked to her and she's now good. I cannot wait to bring her on the show because I know that one of these fine days she's going to come to the show. She's an amazing mom, and I must say I'm thankful to God because of giving her the confidence and the wisdom to nurture me, and above all choose me and love me the way she does. So yeah, she's an amazing mom. Yeah, so I thank God. So thank you much for watching today's video. Until next time, it's a girl, Liz Mushira. Bye bye, and thank you for your love. And them that have not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing. I love you so much, and bye.